Good morning, students. You know, we have been doing chapter 4 of Stars, the enemy. Half of the chapter we have done, more than half I have taught you. In continuation of the same, and one more message I would like to convey you again. Take these classes very seriously, maintain your notebook with index and learn all the question answers. Very soon you have your unit test online. So be serious and don't think that the chapters will be revised. No way. I left the story at that point when Hannah was discussing the things with her husband, Dr. Sadao. She told that the servants could not understand Sadao's ideology, and Sadao agreed with this. Both of them had nothing more to say. The chores of the house, the domestic work was continued, but the servants were very vigilant on their master and mistress. They were polite but unfriendly towards their masters. Then what happened? One morning, the old gardener said, all the three servants were discussing with one another with whom we have been working here in this house, and they were giving their statements very loudly so that Hannah, who was putting the flowers for the day in the veranda, could understand and could listen the things, could hear the things, and might convey the message to Dr. Sadao. What happened? Look at the book. One morning, the old gardener said that it was obvious what their master should have done. The old gardener had worked with his flowers all his life, and he was specialist in moss also. Moss means algae, and he had been employed by Sadao's father. The gardener had made one of the best moss garden in Japan for Sadao's father. He would sweep the bright green colored carpet of the moss clean so that the sharp leaves of pine tree could not spoil the soft velvety surface. He plucked a flower bud means petal from the bush, as he said that his master's son, who is that Mr. Sadao, knew very well what he was supposed to do. He added that when the man was almost dead, he should have left him bleed to death. Some more blood, if it flowed out, so he must have died. The cook said very disrespectfully that their master was so proud of his talent, of his skill, and that he would save any life. And she cut the neck of a hen skillfully and held the bird as it shivered. She let the blood of the hen flow into the wisteria plant. When the man was so near the death, why he saved him, why he operated him. If some more blood had flowed out, so it could have been used as a fertilizer for the plant, and single drop of his blood could not be wasted by the gardener. Now it was turn for Yumi, the governess of the children. Yumi was worried about the fate, about the future of Sadao and Hannah's children. She wondered that when they grew up, they would be labeled as the children of a traitor, disloyal person. As Sadao was helping an American, all the people of Japan would consider him to be an enemy of Japan, a traitor of his country, Deshdrohi. As Hannah stood in the veranda arranging the flowers of the day, the servants were discussing the matter in her presence, and they wanted that their views must be known to their master. Hannah also felt that the servants were right, but she had some feelings for the injured man which she could also not analyze. She did not like the prisoner, neither was she attached towards him. The day before, the injured man told her that his name was Tom, and Hannah did not like him at that moment also. She had reacted by bowing her head slightly, and she saw that her reaction hurt the injured man. But she did not want to reduce his hurt, that she did not want to console him. She had caused to him because the injured man was a great trouble to her. His presence was a threat to Hannah and Sadao both. Sadao was performing his role perfectly. He would examine the wound every day. One morning, the last stitches were removed from the injured man's body, and he would be as well as ever in fortnight means 15 days. In the meantime, Sadao went to his office and wrote a letter to the chief of the police to report the entire matter to him. Sadao started his report and he wrote that on the 21st of February, an escaped prisoner was washed up on the shore in front of his house. Sadao had just typed that much and he opened the drawer of his desk and kept the unfinished report in it. On the seventh day, two things happened. What happened? In the morning, when Hannah got up, no work of the house was done, neither cleanliness nor food was ready, and all the servants had decided to leave the house together. They had tied up all their belongings in the huge piece of cloth in the kerchiefs. And Hannah was shocked and horrified when she came to know that the servants were living together. Hannah did not show her feelings to the servants. Instead, she remained calm and maintained her grace as the lady of the house. So she paid the servants and thanked them for their services. As the servants had been working there for many years, they were crying, but Hannah did not cry. The cook and the gardener were old employees. They had been working in Sadao's father's house when Sadao was just a child. And Yumi was crying for the children. She was so sad that she ran up to Hannah after she had left once. Yumi said to Hannah that if the baby missed her at night, she could call her. She further added that she was going to her own house and Hannah knew where her house was. Hannah smiled and thanked her for the offer, but to herself she said that in case the baby cried, she would not call for Yumi. The next morning, Hannah prepared the breakfast and Sadao helped her. Sadao looked after the children. Nobody discussed about the servants, though they knew that they had left. She herself prepared breakfast for prisoner of war and took that plate to prisoner's room, and when she came back to Sadao, probably to talk something, Hannah was very much worried and she questioned that why they were not very clear about what they ought to do. She added that even the servants were very clear as compared to them. She said that why were they behaving differently from the other Japanese? Hannah wanted to say that as Americans were their enemies, they should not have treated that prisoner of war and they should have let him die just like any other Japanese would have done. We should behave like other Japanese because Americans are their enemies. Sadao did not reply to Hannah, but after some time he went into the room where the prisoner of war was resting and spoke very fast. He said that day the man could get up and stand on his feet, and he instructed him that he should stand for 5 minutes at a time, and next day the duration should be double, and he instructed him that he should bring his strength of the body as early as possible because he had become a cause of trouble to them. Sadao saw that his words brought a hint of terror. He was scared. He saw fear on the face of the boy. His face was very pale and colorless because he was still very weak. The boy spoke in a low voice and said, "Okay." It appeared that he wanted to say something more, but he just said that he wanted to thank Sadao for saving his life. Sadao was very expressionless when he said that the boy did not need to thank him yet. As he spoke this, he saw that there was a big fear in the eyes of the boy. The writer compares the boy's terrified eyes to the eyes of a scared animal. The injury marks on the neck of the boy turned bright red in color, and Sadao wanted to know the cause, but he did not say any word to the boy at that time. That day, the second incident happened in the afternoon. Hannah was busy with the household work as the servant had left. All of a sudden, she had to perform all the work of which she was not habitual. Used to mean habitual. She was very tired and she saw that a messenger wearing the official uniform had come at the gate, and as soon as she saw him, her hands went weak and she was unable to breathe. This was because she felt that the servants had left the house in the morning and now they had reported against them in the police station and police had come to arrest Sadao. Hannah ran up to Sadao and she was struggling to breathe even. She was unable to speak. But by that time she reached there, the messenger had also followed her through the garden gate and he was standing there in front of Sadao. Hannah was helpless. She just pointed her finger towards the messenger. Sadao was reading a book and when he saw Hannah, he looked up. He was sitting in his office which had partition in it. The part of the office beyond the partition opened into a garden and was full of shady sunshine. Sadao asked the messenger what the matter was, why he had come to visit them. When he saw the messenger, he was wearing the uniform. He got up from his place as a respect. The messenger said that Sadao was supposed to accompany him to the palace. He added that the old general, means the Emperor of Japan, was suffering in pain and Sadao was supposed to visit him and treat him as a doctor. Upon hearing this, Hannah was relieved and she took a deep breath. And Hannah was sorry for her sudden reaction and said that the reason was enough for telling that he had come to call the doctor for treatment. She did not need any other reason for him to visit them. As Sadao had to accompany the messenger, he went to Hannah to say goodbye. Hannah was in the kitchen. She was not doing anything. Children had gone to sleep and Hannah was taking rest. She was more tired due to the fear after seeing the messenger. Hannah said to Sadao that she had thought that the messenger had come to arrest him. Sadao looked carefully at the anxious eyes of his wife. He was very sad and upset also. He said that he must get rid of the man, especially for the sake of Hannah. He added that he had to get rid of the man at any cost. Sadao went along with the messenger to visit the general.